afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. It's been a little while, I know. Apologize for all that. We kind of took a semi-hiatus with a whole bunch of stuff going on, both with, work and regular life and, all that stuff we all get to deal with. That's lots of fun. And we're finally getting back to it here, which is just lovely. Not to say we haven't been riding, don't get me wrong. Still every weekend, just making sure you all know that. We're not skipping any days here, but we, really haven't gone to any places or had anything good come up or anything like that. We had some other stuff going on, so our riding trips were fairly short here and there. But we are back at it in what is appearing to be a quite beautiful Capitol Forest out here. Somewhere near Rochester, Washington, I believe, is where I'm at. I kind of just hopped in the bitchin' van and followed the GPS from my previous destination, where I've been for the last couple days, and figured, you know what? I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and dagnubbit, figured we'd have a ride and a chat, because it's been a little bit. So I got to do something really, really neat this weekend. The company I work for, Washington Tractor, has sponsored and has been sponsoring the Grays Harbor ORV Park, owned by former Supercross champion Ryan Villapoto, who we got to hang out with for a while, and is actually a pretty cool guy. He's a hoot, man, but you give him an inch, he'll flick you a bunch of shit for absolutely everything you're doing. He's just kind of one of the good old boys. That was really nice to see from somebody of that caliber. But more to the point, here we go. Sorry, we're heading through a tunnel. The thing we got to be a part of, oh my God, look at this. Holy shit. The thing we got to be a part of is the Ryan Villapoto Summer Motocross Camp for Kids. And I hadn't been to it before, hadn't really been a part of it, but I was asked to join, because of my background in motorcycling, and I, work for the company, and it turns out it might be our last hurrah, actually, with that regard, but I was able to spend a lot of time around these kids and their families and talking to them and kind of getting to know them over the last 3 days, and I met some truly amazing youngsters that are very, very proficient at the sport they do and love so much. And it was really nice to see, me being out of the racing world for the last 7 years, to kind of get thrown back into the middle of it, to see, kind of back to my roots, where it all came from, kids motocross and coming up through the ranks, kind of how you start, and the support you get from all of that, from the people around you, and especially the parents doling out all this money to make sure these kids can stay racing. And it is something else, you guys. I kind of forgot about it, exactly what it's like, and the atmosphere you get through the whole thing, and that camaraderie aspect we've talked about before. But when you throw the fact that it's the kids you're looking after in the mix, that just grows exponentially, and it really warmed my heart. It made me realize and kind of remember the importance of kind of starting them young, getting into motocross early, or any form of motorcycling early. I'm living proof. I started at a very, very early age. I was 4 years old, and it was the best goddamn thing that ever happened to me. If it weren't for that, well, shit, I wouldn't be talking right now. I wouldn't be out here having a blast, actually, at this place. Daggum, this is a hoot. But you forget, when you're not around it a whole lot, how much these kids love racing and just doing this sport, not even to win. It doesn't matter to them if they win or not, up until a certain point. And just the drive they have to do better. Every lap they want to do better. And you could just see it in their riding style and how they move and how they talk about it in the pits and how they compose themselves. And it was really, I don't know, refreshing, I guess, you know, because I forgot about it. And it kind of took me aback to the days of, you know, when we were just kids. And we just rode to ride, even if we were racing and we were competing against each other. It wasn't about that purse money or that contingency money. It wasn't about, you know, beating the guy next to you. It was just about going out and racing and then going and messing around on pit bikes and talking to your buddies afterwards about the race, you know, because you didn't have to go to school till Monday. It's a race weekend, boys. And it was really, really neat to see how well-natured all these kids were. Guys, there was hundreds of kids. Not one of them did I see get out of line once for any reason. Super well-behaved, lots of fun, everybody getting along with everybody. There was no segregation of any kind between any of these people or any of these kids. It didn't matter how old they were, where they came from, who their parents were, what bike they were riding. It didn't matter. They were all buddies. I forgot how beautiful that was. Remember that? Back when it didn't matter? God damn it. I wish we were back there again. Oh God, this place is great, you guys. But it's more to the point of, you really want to go witness it. These, you know, these Top Gun events or these Pac West events where they've got amateur riders. And these kids are very, very talented. Some more than others, of course. That's, you know, everywhere you go, but the drive these little guys have was just baffling. They were getting after it every session. And it was neat to see them light up, you know, when you've got pro supercross racers coming to hang out in their pits like Ryan Villapoto and Ivan Tedesco and those boys. Hell, Ronnie Mack was there. And he got involved in a epic, I would say, water balloon fight with all the kids, and was just in the mix of it. The kids were tackling them and laughing, and I mean, you could hear the screams of joy all the way from the other side of the pits, all because this fella just showed up and played with them for a while. And even during practice sessions, he got out on the old Screaming Eagle with no fenders at all, you know, in his denim bib overalls and his open face helmet and that signature yellow shirt of his, and just went out and rode with the kids, and, you know, wasn't hauling ass or anything. He was kind of going their pace just so he could, you know, lend that experience to that kid. Hey man, I did a lap or two with Ronnie Mack. Those kids will never forget that. And it's little things like that that, you know, ultimately make them to inevitably become better people because they got these experiences, and you really don't get that from anything other than, you know, motorcycles and motorcycle racing or anything of that nature. It's very rare. Very, very rare. We need to hold on to that a little bit more. And I feel very, very fortunate to have been a small part of that. Even just a little bit of support. Heck, we were just handing out hats and swag bags to kids, and it was just really neat to see the looks on their faces and have them light up at something as simple as a hat. Very, very simple. But to them, it meant the world. They're going back and showing all their buddies and comparing hats. Which hat did you get? I got this one. How you doing, fellas? There's a guy just kid right back there. Kind of doing the same thing we're talking about, just getting out and riding a little bit. And I know for me, it kept me in line a lot when I was a kid, because I didn't want to get in trouble or do anything to compromise my weekend to be able to ride my dirt bike, because you bet your ass. That was the first thing to go for me. Kids today, you know, lose their phone or their computer or their Xbox or whatever stupid thing. But for me, it was, if you don't shape up, you're not going to ride your dirt bike this weekend. And you're damn skippy. I made whatever shape they wanted right then and there. Oh, this place is actually pretty fun. I rode a little bit on the other side of this mountain just to kind of test the waters, but it sucked over there. This side's way better. So parents, if you're out there, your kid can ride a dirt bike a little bit and wants to go racing, damn it, let them go racing. If you want them to have something to learn a little bit of discipline and camaraderie and how to work and play well with others, get them into racing. Hell, just get them a dirt bike, let them go ride with some buddies on the weekends. They don't have to race. Shoot, they do open practice and track days at all these motocross tracks. And dads, get into it with your kids. You know, I never really got to ride with my dad. I kind of wished I did. You know, I see all these kids out there just having the time of their life with their pops, rolling down wherever with their dirt bike. It doesn't have to be a motocross track. It can be where we're at now. How you doing? But it's something they'll only ever get to learn that knowledge of camaraderie and self-worth and value of what they're doing and the people around them. You know, for motocross racing, it's one of the simplest things, you know, that you can do for the kid in that aspect. You know, the one thing I'm worried about right now, I have no idea where I'm going or where I'm at. That's a lot of twists and turns, but hell, I got a full tank of fuel, nowhere to be, and all day to get there. That's freedom, baby, in its truest form. My only confine right now is where this trail goes, and I'm okay with that. It's kind of nice to double up these trails a little bit, so, you know, guys on quads get out here with their kids too. That's really nice to see. Alright, pretty neat place. Bravo, Capital Force, I'll give it to you on this one. Well, this is just neat and beautiful day. So we're on the Pacific coast of Western Washington, and normally this place is just gray and rainy and bloody dreary. But these rare days, when it's beautiful, it's really beautiful. As you can clearly see, well, as much as you can through this camera lens anyway. And when I get out here doing this, I kind of revert to, you know, that little kid mentality. Heck, I'm just having a ball out there. I don't really care about nothing, and it kind of put a smile on my face watching those kids all weekend, to see them at the starting line or in the starting gate when they were just raring to go, and these kids are just sitting there revving their motors to the moon, hitting them off the limiter, just screaming, "Let us out, we want to go." Howdy, boys. And that was just really neat. I actually took a video here. I'll show it to you real quick. I mean, they're just little monsters. They just run out of the cages. They just run around this track. For the love of Pete, all that is holy. Man alive. It was cool. And even one of the nights they did open pit bike races. So all the kids that had their pit bikes there, it didn't matter how old they were, 5, 6, 7, 14. And they threw him out on the practice track in the back, which was kind of really soft, like, oh shoot, I don't know, like a bark mulch type of, you know, consistency. And they just let him have at it. And those kids had a ball out there. There was kids wearing their rubber ducky pajamas and all sorts of goofy stuff. And man, they just loved it. There was no negativity whatsoever the entire 3 days of this camp. And then at the end of it all, they handed out awards to all the kids for completing the camp, you know, all the training courses and all the different sections they did. Not as necessarily a participation trophy, because, you know, I'm kind of, I don't know, it's, I've always kind of thought it's good for them to get something, but, you know, in this case, it wasn't a competition anyway, so I was all about it, because when they got their little award, all the pro supercross guys that were there were all kind of lined up on the stage, and each kid, and I mean all of them, got to go up there and get their award signed by each and every racer and sit there and talk to them for a few minutes. Oh, here we go. Get around these guys. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. You know what that does for a kid's confidence? When their supercross hero, especially the guy that runs the place, comes up to him and tells him, hey buddy, you did a really good job this weekend. Again, that kid will never ever forget that. And it was one of those things I just kind of, you know, hung along the back and observed everything, and it was, man, I'm actually having trouble talking about it without getting a little bit choked up, because it was beautiful. I mean, it could be the simplest thing to you, but when you really dig to the core of what was going on there, it was just bloody beautiful. So parents, get your kids into motocross. Is it expensive? Shit, yeah. Is it worth it? You bet. And make them work for it. They gotta earn it. You know, that's also important. It's not just about a free ride. You know, they gotta try hard and persevere. Some days are harder than others. But you start them young, and they will flourish. I also got the opportunity to kind of get to know a young man named Evan Highstand, my buddy Neil's kid. And I never really met him or got to see him ride, but the kid's a bullet. And it was really neat to see him go, and kind of his whole demeanor through the whole thing. He's kind of just very calm and collected, kind of hangs along the back. But as soon as those goggles go on, the kid's just out in front, and he's moving, and it was really neat to see. So shout out to you, Evan. Good job, buddy. Keep her going. Keep going riding like that. You're gonna go places, kid, without a doubt. And to the entire Highstand family, who showed me more than gracious hospitality, thank you very much for letting me into your little crew there. I was honored, and I hope to see you all again soon. And shout out to my buddy Tyler Musson, who's a marketing guy for the Washington Tractor, who hung out with us the whole camp and was out there doing his work, make sure kids had cool Washington Tractor swag and were taken care of, and it was really good to see. And in the beginning of this video, I told you it was kind of bittersweet, and I'll tell you why. Our company and our team have recently been acquired by a larger company. Now, while this isn't necessarily meaning our team's going to be disbanded, but I do fear that everything that is the essence of the Washington Tractor team will unfortunately dissipate, and things like this, where this Ryan Villapoto camp weekend happened and we got to be involved with it, and something that's so pure and awesome for both the people involved and for the kids, I have a feeling will go away as well, and that's really unfortunate, you guys. It's one of those places I've found that you really become a part of this team, even though maybe you don't see each other a whole lot, and you get to know these people and you get to know their families, and you know, and you talk to them a lot, not always about business, and it's I don't know, just kind of a bummer. So to my Washington Tractor family, we'll see you on the other side, guys, and take care of yourselves out there. I'm sure we'll all be in this together going forward. Damn it, we'll just make the best of it. To the Washington Tractor team that is, I mean, the logo, the brand, the thing we work so hard to build. Not that it's gonna, all our hard work will be for naught, but that symbol that was us, the mountains, the thing that captured Washington, as it were, the state we, you know, fight so hard to service, that will disappear, unfortunately. But I'm still optimistic for the days ahead. To all you guys out there that I've worked with for the past few years, that I hope each and every one of you come out on the other side of this thing still is my teammate. I love you guys a lot. It's been a goddamn pleasure, and I hope we get to continue to do things like this and support kids and support our community and stay involved. So that's what it's all about. It's not just about business and money and profits and losses. It's got to be more than that. It can't just be a blank box. And I've learned that from being in motorcycles all my life. It bloody helps. And having said all that, thanks for bearing with me on my rant, everybody. That's about all we have for you today. I'm gonna continue on here and see if I can't get lost and maybe find my way back. Shit, I don't know. So as always, take care of yourselves out there, everybody. And damn it, take care of each other. Cheers.